I'm very excited.
Today we are going to install an automatic irrigation system for the orchard from the well that we had drilled so that our plants can continue to grow and thrive. We are using our tractor to start the trench as there is a ton of roots to deal with running through the orchard. You would think after 2 years that these roots would be dead, but sweet gums will hang on for dear life and come growing out of any root that's left. And since this area was forestry mulched and not root raked, that's why we're fighting this so heavily. This is literally a root from the ground. This is not where the tree was or anything. It's just a root, and the tree decided it was going to keep growing. So these roots are not dead, and they're nowhere close to being dead. And we're going to have to keep fighting them, but eventually they will be dead. But in the meantime, they're a pain in the butt to deal with. So here's our line coming up, and then it's going to run through here and into the hole where our water line is. So we dug all around the water line. These are the wires that run the well. The well's right there. And so there's a main shutoff, which is under that green cap. And then we're going to do a T coming up with another shutoff here, so that if we ever need to work on this line that goes out to the orchard, we can shut it off and not lose water to the house. Or all winter long, when we won't have water running through these lines, so we aren't worried about the frost line, we'll be able to come off, shut that line off, and not worry about it freezing.
So we need to take an inch out right here of this pipe to accommodate the ends coming into this. So we're going to measure it out to an inch, and that's just going to be kind of in line with where we are here. And PVC is a little more flexible than people think it is. The thicker it is, the less flexibility it has. This is 3/4 inch, and we're gonna be running all of our piping for the trench for 1/2 inch PVC. So we're about to chop out an inch, power's off, water's off, depressurized.
We'll probably get some water back in this hole just because there's water in the line, but
there's always back pressure.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, she's loose.
Our hole's gonna be full of water in seconds. So even with the water off, the hole's still filled up with water because we are downhill from where our line comes out at the cabin. Our water line's on the corner of the house over here, and so we're downhill. So even though we depressurize our line and have it turned off at the pump, this is just water that was sitting in the line still. It doesn't come out on its own.
Yeah, I mean, we got 60 foot of line right there,
Yeah.
filled with water.
Thanks to the Bojangles cup, though, it's working well.
Yeah, sweet tea.
I don't think you want to drink this
That
sweet
ain't
tea.
sweet tea.
Chocolate milk?
Yahoo! Yoo-hoo! Yoo-hoo!
I like me a yoo-hoo.
Oh, my bad.
Okay, so the plumbing underneath here is 3/4 inch. So then you have a 3/4 inch T comes up, and then you have a reducer, that's this piece right here, that does 3/4 inch to 1/2 inch because this shutoff valve is 1/2 inch. And then you have the connection because it's threaded, so you have threaded to unthreaded to connect it back to the 1/2 inch pipe here. And then this is a 1/2 inch 90 that's gonna turn it and start the run for the orchard. That way, if we ever want to, which obviously every winter, anytime we're not using it and we don't want it on, we could just shut it off here, and all the water runs out past this will not bother our house water, because the water to our house is always running down here. Okay, so our strawberry beds are down there, so we have to get some more piping, but we'll end up with a spigot right here at the strawberry beds. And then it goes up to this 4-way and it goes over to a spigot, because eventually all this will be growing beds along the side beside the orchard, and then it comes across. And we need a couple more lines of PVC, and the blueberries are actually over here. That's a blueberry, that's a blueberry, that's a blueberry behind those yellow flowers. So it'll run over in that direction. And then back at the 4-way, it goes up to the well, and right there is a spigot that we added, and then it comes over and goes down and meets the well line. So about 100 feet of PVC ran today with many connections and a lot of digging, and we'll have to come back tomorrow with some more PVC and finish it up. Okay, so it's the next day after work, and I've beat Austin out to the property because he does get off a little bit later than me usually. And we went and bought the extra pipe that we needed, and I'm gonna see if I can get at least this faucet done by the time he gets here. He's only about 15 minutes away or so we'll see if I can get it done in time. All I'm doing right now is like guesstimating how long I need to cut this. So like a couple tools, and you can absolutely do this yourself. So I'm gonna cut this right here. So this is a pipe cutter. So you open it up all the way, and it has a ratchet on it to cut through these pipes. So I can do it, it's not hard. Let's see, right here, okay. So you put it where you want it. You hear it click, 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 through. Pretty simple. The next thing is, because cutting something like that doesn't always give you like the cleanest cut, so they make these tools and they have little blades inside of them. So this side is like a pointer side, and it goes down into the tube that you just cut, or the PVC that you just cut, and it'll smooth out the inside. And then this side that goes in, you do on the outside, and it smooths out the outside. Now the glue you use depends on what you're doing. Primer is pretty much always the same. There's a purple primer. So purple goes on your pipe first. I'll set that over there. And then this light blue one is the Rain or Shine medium blue PVC cement. So you're always going to cement your pipes together so that when all the water pressure is coming through them, it doesn't blow your pipes apart. So get this one open. Okay, got my cement ready. Okay, I also need a coupler. Do I have a coupler? Okay, so this is a coupler. Let me make sure it's the right size. So you do a dry fitting, so that's the right size coupler. All a coupler does is couple, I guess I could have used that word, the two pipes together. So this connects to my pipe in the hole, bada bing. So I'm just gluing this together. Bada bing, did I say that? Purple first. You go all inside, clean out my coupler. That's all it's doing. It's a primer to get it ready. Okay, and then so I did the inside of the coupler because that's where it's going. I'm doing the outside of the piece I'm attaching all the way around. Okay, let that float. And my other pipe that's already connected to the rest of our irrigation. Okay, purple down. Now the blue one, you have a much shorter time to get on, so blue, and then just like a little swirl inside the coupler, and then you push it together and you do like about a 90-degree turn. Squeeze it in as hard as you can. Hold that for a few seconds, and it cements very quickly. So if you don't hold it, sometimes that pressure can push it back off the plumbing, which you don't want. Okay, so a little bit of blue and a tiny bit on the inside. Flip this guy around. Push it in and 90 degrees. And squeeze it together. Okay. Good, that one should be good and together. Now, this, let me clean it out a little bit, it's kind of dirty. Okay. We had a bunch of old plumbing pieces that we bought at a yard sale, and bucket at home, and so a lot of the pieces that we're using to make our irrigation system is from that. Okay, so this is a 90 degrees, so literally it goes into your pipe and then it'll turn it up 90 degrees or around the corner or whatever you're trying to do. Purple first. So next, my faucet is gonna come up from this end down here because we're down here by the strawberry beds. So we're gonna cut off a 2-foot piece of PVC. 1, 2, right there on that 3. And this does not have to be perfect because literally made up 2 feet in my head. That I was like, 2 feet sounds good for how high all of our faucets should be. So let's see how my edges look. That one looks pretty good. This one has a little bit. You just kind of do it softly. If you really bear down into it, it will really take way too much off. As you can see, it's like super smooth now. A little bit, lift it off. Beautiful. Okay, so we are going to prime this. Okay, this is the faucet, and so then you have a threaded piece, that's the female piece, that is a non-threaded male piece, and that sticks onto the pipe on the end of your line, and then this screws up into here, and voila, faucet made. Okay, so we are out here watering the orchard without water. So we toted in some water, and husband brought this
piece of hose I hit with the lawnmower last year.
Yeah.
And
a busted tip. It's time to come out here with a weed eater. These plants are going crazy. Yeah. So much grass though. Sprinkler head in the middle of the orchard that does a rotation all the way up to this apple tree and all the way down and around through the strawberry beds all in the back. Behind this tree is the blueberries back over there, and it does all of it.